everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me know if you're watching me live. Then I can see your comments on here. Let me just get the comments up. So yeah, give me a shout if you're here live. I'm going to wait for a few people to jump on before I start with my spiel. But I hope you're all having a good Saturday morning. It's a bit unusual for me to be on my personal profile because I don't normally do a lot of stuff on here. I'm normally doing it on my private group. So this is very unusual for me to be live on my personal profile. So today I'm going to talk about something, and I'm going to put a little bit of personal stuff into it as well, because I feel like it is relevant. So I'm hoping that you can sort of resonate with what I'm saying. If you are here, just drop a comment just so I can see that you are. So how to change your life in 5 seconds. Sounds a bit too good to be true, doesn't it? How to change your life in 5 seconds. Like, really? Is that even possible? And the answer is yes, it really is. And it's so simple, and we can all do it. I don't know if anybody does, but I'm going to show you how to do it. Emma's here. Good morning, Emma. I'm glad that you're on. Let me know if you're here. Comment in the box. If you are watching this on replay as well, do just pop in the box, replay, just so I know that you've watched it. So yeah, we're going to talk about how to change your life in 5 seconds. Now, this is a bit of a magic trick, really, and I'm gonna share it with you, and I want you to try it. I want you to try it because it works. So we're going to talk a little bit about perspective today. Perspective, because perspective is everything, is it not? Your perspective on a situation dictates how you feel about it, how you react to it, what happens after that event happens. It's all about perspective and what you take away from it. And believe it or not, whatever you focus on in life, whatever it is you focus on, you feel. Whatever you focus on, you feel. So, for example, and this is where I want to talk a little bit about some personal stuff that's happened to me over the past year or so. So we all went through lockdowns. And, you know, for some, they were a lot harder than for others. And at the start of lockdown, when that happened, I technically lost my business overnight because I worked in a gym, and that's all I did. I was personal training. And when that gym shut, bosh, income gone. And was it hard? It was hard. It was really hard. And I'm sure a lot of you watching, you know, you had hardships that happened. Morning, Carol. When that lockdown happened, things changed for you. And it was either going to go one way or the other for me, weren't it? It was either going to be, I'm going to get myself in a state. And by the way, can I just say, when it got announced that the gym was closing, I cried. I cried thinking, what am I going to do with my life? Like, it was the end of the world at that moment. But obviously I got home and sat down and had to think about it. And I changed my perspective of the situation. And I changed where I was going to channel my energy. Because if I was to focus on the fact that my income's disappeared, you know, we can't go out and all this sort of stuff, then what's that going to bring into my life? Sadness, fear. I had a lot of fear of the unknown. And all that does is it brings more fear into your life. It brings more sadness in. So I knew that I needed to change the way I was thinking about things in order for things to get better. So I put my energy and my focus onto growing and to learning. And I channeled everything into that so that I didn't suffer. And that was just perspective. I could have sat and suffered for the whole lockdown, sat there crying, not knowing what to do, or change my perspective on the situation and think, you know what? I have been given the gift of time, and I didn't have this before. So what am I going to do with this time? And I put it into something else and change my perspective on the situation. So another one from this year as well, and I'm not going to go into supreme detail because, you know, I know you don't want to hear the ins and outs of my life. However, this year I had a breakup. I've not spoke openly about this because, you know, it's just one of them things. But I lived in Sheffield, as a lot of you probably know, lived in Sheffield for 4 years or whatever it were. And I worked in Sheffield. I started to run boot camps in Sheffield. Everything, my life was there basically. And then obviously this breakup happened and Daisy's going back to Mansfield. So, that is a massive, massive life shift for me. I'm walking away from work, walking away from business, walking away from, the person I loved, and living back with my mum at 28 years old, or 29 now, living back with my mum again. Like, it was not a nice situation. And was I sad? Damn right I was sad. Like, it was upsetting. And it was hard. It was a massive adjustment thing for me. And there was two streets to go down. There was, am I going to sit and mope and cry and be upset about the fact that I'm not living up there anymore? I've broken up with the person that I love. I'm now, do you know what I mean? I could have focused on that sadness. And the only thing that had brought to me would have been more sadness. I just felt sad. And I did for a little while. And I had to sit down with myself and be like, Daisy, where focus goes, energy flows. And what do I really want to focus on? Because I don't want to be sad. I don't want to focus on sadness. So instead, I thought, you know what? What are the good things that are coming from this? I'm spending more time with my mum than I've ever spent before. It's amazing. It's amazing. I focus 100% on myself now, so I can grow my business. I can do other things. You've got to put a change of perspective on bad situations or situations that maybe aren't positive, but to make them better. It was not a positive situation, but if you can't change it, you've got to focus on what you can control and what you can change. And if you change your perspective on a certain thing, you can change your life completely. In an instant, you can change your life. You can go from sad, depressed, upset, moping, whatever the negative emotions that you've got, and turn it into something better. And I'm not saying it's easy. You always drop back again like, it's not like plain sailing. Life is not plain sailing, but it's about being aware of how you feel. Acknowledge it. I acknowledged the fact that I was upset. I didn't try and cover it up and mask it, like ignore it that you're upset. It was an acknowledgement thing. Yes, I'm upset. However, can I change that? Well, no, I can't change that situation. So what can I do? What can I change? What can I make better? And that's the point I'm trying to make on this, is that whatever you focus on, you're going to get more of. If you focus on the sadness, if you focus on the pain and the hurt, you're going to feel more of those emotions. Whereas if you move your energy and focus on something else, something you can control, something that's positive, something that makes you happy, sort of change that perspective and flip it on its head, you can put energy into other things. You'll be more fulfilled, more happy, instead of focusing on shit. If you focus on shit, you attract more shit. Did you know that? Is anybody resonating with this? I know some clients are on here, and I've worked through certain things like this with them. So they're probably sat there thinking, yep. So let me know if this is something that Carol, so true. Yeah. So like, think about now, if you're sat here watching me live, or even if you're on replay, think about something in your life right now that's probably not the best situation, or something that you're spending a lot of time stressing over, that's getting you down, or that's causing distress in your life. Think about it now. Just think for a second, right, this is the situation. Can you control this situation that you're worrying about? Can you? If it's a no, if it's out of your control, which some things are, what can you control around the situation? It was out of my control that I was going through that breakup. I could not control that was happening. I could not focus on that. I can't control it. However, I can control how I react to the situation and what my next steps are. That's in my control, 100%. Morning, Vicky. Thank you for jumping on. Absolutely. So if you've got a negative situation in your life right now, or something that's really getting you down, just if it's something that if it's something you can change, think about how you can change it. If it's something you can't, and there's a lot of things in life we can't change circumstances. Like if we get locked down, we can't change that. That is just what it is. But we can deal with it in a certain way. If bad things happen, we can sort of use how we're going to deal with it a certain way. I mean, I don't know. Some of you know me really well enough to know and followed me long enough that my nonna passed away quite a few years ago now, cancer. And obviously that was a tough situation, and that was not a positive thing. Like, you can't take a positive from that. However, in that situation, at that time, I was prepping for a bodybuilding comp and I was dieting for a competition. And that for me was fuel. And sometimes if you're going through something hard, painful and tough, if there's not another way to make it positive and to reframe it and have a different perspective of it, it can be something that fuels you and motivates you. And I'm telling you now, when that happened, that motivated me to work 10 times harder, knowing that that's what she would have wanted. So just think about all the things in your life that you've got going off that are maybe hard, negative, things that are bringing you down. If you can change it, change it. If you can't change it, what can you do around it to make it better and change it? And can you use this as a form of motivation to push you and propel you forward in your life? Vicky, it's all about perspective and how we perceive things. Exactly. And sometimes we don't perceive things as they actually are. We perceive them on some sort of, like, if we've got hidden beliefs and things that we've been brought up to believe from childhood or from other people or what we've listened to on the news or on social media, whatever it is. But if we've got beliefs as well, that can alter our perspective on things. And sometimes it's not actually our perspective. We've just taken somebody else's on board. So, it is all about the actual perspective of things and not jumping to conclusions or believing that this is the way it's going to be and there's no other way. So that is one small thing. It's how we've all been shaped. It's how we've all been shaped. That's correct. And, there's so many ways out there that you can broaden your horizons and open your mind. And perspective is just one of the things I want you to all take away from this call. Is if you're going through anything, if anything comes up that is a roadblock in your life, sit back and think, be aware and think about it from another perspective. Like, this year and a half could have been the worst years of my life. It really could have. Like, all right, you might think, oh yeah, exaggerating. But again, it's perspective. It could have been the worst thing that have ever happened, this lockdown stuff and all this sort of stuff going off, moving back to my mum's, going through a breakup. That could have been, I could have made it the worst year ever. But I chose not to focus on that and have a new perspective of it. That it's given me a chance to push my business in a direction that's aligned with me, in my core, in my soul. I now do what I love. I'm passionate about what I do. And that's what I've had from this. That's an amazing benefit. I live with my mum and I see my mum every single day and we have so much fun together. We've got the best relationship we've ever had before. Now that is something that, totally change your perspective from, I've gone through a breakup, my life's going to end, I've walked away from a business. Change your perspective on the situations that you've got. And I promise you, it will completely change your life. I promise you. So that's all I wanted to come on today. I'm not going to keep you for long. It's Saturday morning. I'm sure you're all with your families or you've got plans. So go enjoy your day. Have fun. If anything arises that does you tree in, any roadblocks, any frustrations, just alter your perspective on things and think about things from a different angle. If something's crap, how can it be better? How can I change it? What can I focus on instead? Because remember, whatever you focus on, you're going to get more of. Focus on the hurt, focus on the pain, focus on the sadness. You're going to have more pain, hurt, sadness. Focus on gratitude, focus on love, on happiness, on laughter, on contributing to other people. You'll get more of that back yourself. Yeah? So I really, really hope that you've taken something away from this. Even if it's just something small, please let me know if you've had a little takeaway, because, this is why I do what I do, because even that little one thing that you can say or do that completely shifts people, that's all that matters to me, is that I can make a difference. Perfect timing this morning. Cheers. You are more than welcome. If you want more videos like this, I actually run a private Facebook group, and that's where I normally do a lot of my coaching, training, teachings. And if you would like to be a part of that group, if you comment on this video and just say me, or I would, and I will message you with the link so you can come and jump into my private Facebook group and have a little bit more of a close contact chat with me. Because like I say, I don't normally do it from a personal profile, but I thought, do you know what? I'm going to do it from a personal one this morning. I'm I'm just going to get out there. So yeah, if you do want more like this, then please let me know. Yeah, Vicky, I will send you the link as soon as I come off this call. Let me know. I'll get you in that group, and you can have more trainings like this. And I'd love to have you in there as well, because in my eyes, the more, the merrier. The more, the merrier. Right then, so I'm going to love you and leave you. Like I say, have an amazing weekend. I can't wait to talk to you all soon. I will be back on my personal profile at some point. Remember to take value from this. Remember what I say. Perspective is everything. Have a lovely day, everyone.